My boy looks like a godly threat now. Trunks and Goten feel straight out of DBZ again, man. Please, Lord, bring back the blood. Last Saturday the news were revealed and the internet broke out to new planes of hype. And honestly, I don't blame them. This might be the best, most sick comeback and reboot of a franchise that this world has witnessed. Now you might think, Goldie my boy, you are high as a kite on hype and hopium, and I admit you are partly right, my dear viewer, but give me a chance to explain. I swear, it all makes sense. Okay, before we talk about the future of Dragon Ball, we need to talk about what happened behind the scenes, because this is the reason why Dragon Ball Super disappeared for years, and also why the franchise's future suddenly looks brighter than ever. I know Dragon Ball fans hate reading. Don't worry, I did the heavy lifting for you. Dragon Ball Super ended in 2018, and for the next 4 years the main storyline basically stopped. Yeah, we got 2 movies. Broly was insane. Superhero was beautiful, to say the least. But the actual Dragon Ball timeline just frozen. These movies existed almost like parallel stories, not the next chapter of the series. And the manga, it straight up skipped Broly entirely, only acknowledging it in passing. Superhero took its time to be integrated, and even then it was carefully written to fit the manga story and timeline coherently. So why was everything so fragmented? Well, because Dragon Ball wasn't really one unified vision anymore. It was multiple entities trying to pull the franchise in their own direction. Behind the scenes there was a major power struggle over who actually controls Dragon Ball. A key figure close to Akira Toriyama, Aki Ayoku, left Shueisha and founded a new company, Capsule Corporation Tokyo, taking over key staff with him. And suddenly, the people managing Dragon Ball were split across different companies. And what followed was really bad blood, and eventually a long legal battle. Now here's the problem. Shueisha controls the manga rights. Capsule Corp controls the anime, movies and games. So imagine trying to tell one coherent story when 2 different companies own different parts of that story. That's why the manga, anime and movies often contradict each other. And that's why Dragon Ball Super never felt like a single canon, or even canon at all, like the DBZ installment was. Now here's the interesting part. The announcement of the Moro arc in animation suggests something changed. We moved from a complete creative standstill to at least limited collaboration on specific projects. But a full permanent resolution to the split rights structure? Still unclear. Now, having said that, there are good signs that suggest we might be heading into a full franchise reboot. Look, I get it. A third retelling of the Beerus arc doesn't sound that exciting. But hear me out. Dragon Ball has a serious lore consistency problem. The story is fragmented across movies, anime, manga, and yeah, the manga does a very good job keeping the things coherent, but the animation side, it's a really big mess. Sometimes the inconsistencies are small, like what forms Goku used against Beerus. Honestly, it didn't really matter because he would always end up in Super Saiyan God and he would always lose. But sometimes it's bigger, like Beerus casually saying that he used 70% of his power against Super Saiyan God. Can you believe people still think that's canon? And this chaos never really stops. Fused Zamasu has different abilities. The climax of the battle is different. The ending of the arc is different. Even the fusion rules are different. If fusion are going to be a core Dragon Ball mechanic, we need actual consistent rules. Thankfully Toriyama made this way cleaner in Daima. But really, that's just scratching the surface. The anime is all over the place with plot logic. The manga, on the other hand, really actually tries. You can feel Toyotaro's effort to respect the roots of Dragon Ball. Super Saiyan forms still matter. Black actually tries to go Super Saiyan first. Cool, right? And the manga explains things the anime just ignore, just doesn't bother. Like how Goku Black got so strong so fast using the Saiyan exploit, or how he controlled an alien body so perfectly. But even the manga isn't perfect. Ultra Instinct is achieved by watching Master Roshi fight Jiren, which is actually a cool thematic explanation. Technique, calmness, breaking self-imposed limits. But here's the problem, chat. Majin Buu era Goku already knew all this. He literally mastered calmness and technique back in the Cell arc. The character assassination of Goku really saddens me deeply, but that's a rabbit hole for another video. The point is, there are way too many loose ends, and a remake is the perfect chance to unify everything. There are rumors the Golden Freeze arc is next, and honestly, it only makes sense to me. The animation really needs it. I mean, look at this frame, I can't stop looking and laughing at it. Can you imagine the Goku Black arc with fluent pacing and gorgeous animation? Because right now, bro, what even is this devious looking abomination? And speaking of animation and abomination, Dragon Ball Super has become the infamous example of rushed anime production. Bad episodes everywhere. The bar for acceptable animation was insanely low, and the art style just over-polished, plastic, just corporate looking Dragon Ball. Disgusting. For the brief moments that Dragon Ball Super looked good, it was still riding on Toriyama's designs. But otherwise, they completely missed his signature style. Clean line work, pointy, rough, brutal, all at the same time. And that yin-yang of simpleness and rawness is in the core of Dragon Ball's identity. Thankfully, the movies and Daima went back to Toriyama roots, and you can feel the difference. And now that we established why the remakes are necessary, let's talk about what the new Dragon Ball era actually looks like. Take a look at these frames. This is Dragon Ball Super in 2015, and this is Beerus in 2026. My boy looks like a godly threat now, and not like an angry purple cat anymore. The lighting, the shadows, the color depth, the sheer quality of the effects, all the new touch-ups just look stunning to me. Backgrounds fixed, proportions fixed, Toriyama's visual language finally restored. Trunks and Goten feel straight out of DBZ again, man. Look at Goku here. This is literally night and day. You can feel the stress, the desperation. His look has impact again. His hair, colors, proportion, all excellent. He has mass again. He has presence. He feels like Goku, not a puny plastic doll. And Super Saiyan 3? Oh my god, that golden color. The outlines, the expression, the rawness in his eyes. This is pure, unfiltered Dragon Ball again. Well, hopefully unfiltered. Please, though, bring back the blood. And don't even get me started on my goat here. The face that kills is back, the anger, the aggression, his rage, magnetic. This expression never existing in DBZ, yet it feels like it always belonged there. And you are telling me the Moro arc is gonna have these levels of visuals? For all the shit that's been happening in this world right now. This feels like the best timeline for Dragon Ball. The new faithful animation style is just one of the things to be excited about returning to roots, because the roots themselves will be getting the treatment they deserve, but don't take my word for it. Look at the new anniversary trailer. Half of it is literal manga panels slowly brought to life. It's not just close, it literally cannot get any closer than this. The superhero recap reanimated original Dragon Ball and DBZ scenes too. They seem very carefully and masterfully crafted. It's just beautiful work. It really feels like pipeline testing for a full remake. The DBZ anime ended 30 years ago. All the newer re-releases are handled with bad sound, bad aspect ratios or yellow-green tints. It's long overdue for a reanimation, as is the OG Dragon Ball. Capsule Corporation Tokyo exists for this exact reason. Yoku has said his mission is to expand Toriyama's work and focus on quality, not trends. Taking into account Toei's excellent animations on the trailer, as well as their new production schedules for One Piece aimed at good pacing and quality, it looks like everyone is finally on the same page. Dragon Ball's unprecedented longevity and reach leaves it being the first to answer how it may handle itself. But one thing is for sure, the biggest anime franchise in the world deserves flagship treatment. Dragon Ball has shaped my life in so many ways, and it shaped hundreds of millions of others. From me and you to all the animators and staff, all these people have grown with Dragon Ball in their hearts. It is a unique emotion to know that people who love Dragon Ball are actually the ones working on it. I only wish Toriyama was here to see this, but I think he knows. This time, The love for Dragon Ball wins.